Okay, I believe we have everybody present. I'll go ahead and call the case. The court will call E190668-D in the interest of Carter Zachary Michael, a child. We are conducting the hearing remotely using Zoom video conferencing. We are on the court's YouTube channel, streaming live at this time. There's to be no recording of this proceeding at all. I see Mr. Michael is present with his attorney, Mr. Brendan Mitchell. Ms. Angel Carter is present with her attorney, Mr. Brian McCathern. And I'll let everybody else announce their appearance. And Ms. Hollier is present as the attorney ad litem for the child. I'm sorry, Ms. Hollier. All right, and if everybody else could announce their presence.
Suzanne Moore for CPS.
Christina Nieto, CPS caseworker.
Lacey Salinas, foster care supervisor.
Dorothy Stanley, guardian ad litem for the child.
Gladys Coleman, foster parent.
And I believe that is everyone. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. Mr. Crocker, is my understanding, is actually in another court, and I apparently had inadvertently left him off of the communications regarding the reset. My apologies to Mr. Crocker and his client and the court and everyone. We were rushing, trying to find a time and date, and it was agreed that since this is our typical CPS day, that we would just do it this afternoon. And we appreciate that you accommodated us, but I just wanted to let you know that I do not think Mr. Crocker got adequate notice of the hearing. I don't know if he wants us to reset or not.
Well, I was going to say, this is just a status hearing. There's nothing that's going to happen today, I wouldn't think, that's going to require me to sign any order. Certainly not any order that would adversely affect Mr. Crocker or his clients. So,
well, Judge, it is a permanency hearing. It is a very routine hearing. We do.
Oh, I thought we were just a status hearing today.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's a status here of the case, and it's a permanency. But we do have a specific issue that we need the court to address. Mr. Crocker does represent the foster parent. I'm sure that she would want him present with her at the hearing, but I would let her, of course, make that decision. But again, my apologies. I would like to at least go forward with just the permanency hearing, and then maybe, since all of us are here, and we can try to get with Glenn via text or something and find an alternate date to get the court to address that specific issue that we have.
Okay.
I can text Glenn right now, but you said he was in a hearing?
Actually, Miss Stanley actually received a text from him that he's in Jefferson County Court, and he doesn't know how long he's going to be here, and that he wasn't consulted on the reset.
Okay.
So I thought I had everybody in there. I'm sorry, I didn't clearly.
Yeah. I mean, doesn't matter to me when we do it. I can't do it tomorrow afternoon. We've got another matter with a visiting judge coming in.
I'm available in the morning. I don't know when anyone else is. This is the problem when we have so many moving parts and multiple courts is trying to get everyone on the same schedule. And so, Thursday seemed like the logical thing because everybody is supposed to block out their Thursdays if they're on the CPS list. But Mr. Crocker is not on the CPS list. So I mean, I certainly can't fault him for not being available. It's my mistake.
For what it's worth, Your Honor, my schedule is clear all day tomorrow. So if everyone else can do tomorrow morning by chance.
I have Jasper CPS that starts at 9. So if we could do it like at 8 or 8:30, but I'm on like 4 cases on that docket that starts at 9.
Sorry, Mr. McCathern, is 8 or 8:30 out of your wheelhouse?
Sorry.
I mean, I guess the other alternative is to do it next Thursday, late afternoon again.
I was going
on
to
the-
say 2 o'clock next Thursday afternoon. We've got some 1:30 matters, and we should be done with those by 2.
I'm gonna look and see how long the 9:30 docket is, Judge. There are 7 cases on that. We do have one that's a final. If we could aim for like 2:30.
Yeah, that'd be fine. That would be fine.
Okay. Does anybody mind texting Glenn and seeing if that would work for him? Because I want to
He's on
accommodate
it.
his schedule.
Dorothy's
I'm
on it.
sorry.
Dorothy's on
Oh,
it.
okay. Thanks. But I would like to go ahead and just do our plain Jane permanency hearing today. So we can stay as close to the statutory requirements as possible.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and give the admonishments then. Well, let me swear everybody in first. If you're going to be a witness, please raise your right hand, and then make sure I call your name before you put your hand down. I got Miss Stanley, Miss Salinas, Miss Coleman. I got Miss Carter.
Miss Carter, your right hand.
Yeah. There, we got it. And we got Mr. Michael. Anybody else? All right. Do each of you swear or affirm that the testimony?
Yes.
Oh, Miss Nieto was up at the top and now she's moved down to the bottom. So, all right. Thank you. All right. So do each of you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case now on trial shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I do.
All right, so let me give those names again. Miss Nieto, Miss Coleman, Miss Salinas, Miss Stanley, Mr. Michael, and Miss Carter. Okay. That is everybody. Just an admonishment to Mr. Michael and Miss Carter. Your parental rights are subject to restriction or termination if you are unwilling or unable to provide your child with a safe environment. All right, and at this time, then you may go forward on behalf of the department, Ms. Moore.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll call Christina Nieto. Ms. Nieto, you are the CPS caseworker handling a case involving 3-year-old Carter Zachary Michael. Is that correct?
Yes.
And Carter is currently in a foster placement. And who is he currently placed with?
Miss Coleman.
And that's the intervener, and she's present in court today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And are his physical and emotional needs being met adequately in that placement?
Yes, they are.
There's a family service plan filed January the 26th of 2021. How would you characterize the mother, Angel Carter's, compliance with that family service plan?
I don't recall what was actually on the court report, but I believe it was moderate.
I do have moderate in my notes. Does that sound accurate?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I have moderate as well for the father. Is that an accurate characterization of his compliance?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please tell the court specifically where the parents are in their family service plans and why the moderate rating?
So this case is going on about 2 years. Miss Carter has been participating in her services. She is continuing her counseling with Ann Williams. I believe it was this past November, December timeframe. She had tested positive on a hair follicle, and that hair follicle was redone and came back negative. She did participate in doing the drug assessment and has stated she's been participating in her NA classes via Zoom. She's done her parenting. She's recently gotten housing, and she is starting to maintain that.
Okay. All right. So a little bit of a slow start in the case. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right, because we had an extension and then we have had 2 COVID extensions. So we've gone way beyond our typical 1 year. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay. What about the father, Mr. Brian Michael? How would you characterize his compliance? You said moderate. Can you tell us why?
Yes. So Mr. Michael also had a slow start on work starting his services. He is still currently in counseling with Ann Williams. He has missed a couple of those, but he does reschedule those, and he is continuing to make those sessions with her. Mr. Michael currently does not have appropriate housing for Carter to be returned to. He is maintaining contact with the department. He is having his visits. So that's kind of where he is.
Okay. And, we're not asking the court to actually address this issue today, but just so that the court has a heads up, the issue that we're bringing in front of the court next Thursday afternoon at 2:30 is the issue of visitation. And CPS is going to be asking to stop that visitation. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And it's my understanding there's some acting out behaviors on the part of the child that have been concerning. Is that right?
Yes, and they tend to be getting a lot worse.
Okay. All right. Do you feel that it's in the child's best interest to remain in his current placement and that CPS be continued as the temporary managing conservator?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, we'll start with Mr. Mitchell.
Yes, Judge, thank you. Ms. Nieto, you said Dad is going to his visits.
Yes, he is.
How do those visits go?
So Mr. Michael, I'd have to say, has done a great job of interacting with Carter compared to in the beginning of the case 2 years ago. He has learned to, interact with him and talk to him, gets down and plays with him. So he does very well at his visit.
Okay. Any negative reactions that you've observed from the child to the father?
None that I have noticed, no.
Pass the witness.
Mr. McCatherine?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Nieto, in characterizing Ms. Carter's compliance as moderate, I believe that would imply that she's less than adequate, correct?
Correct.
So what is she lacking in your estimation that keeps her from being adequate and resulted in your characterization as moderate?
So, as I stated, the case has been going on for 2 years. For the first part of the case, it was hard for her to get housing and maintain appropriate housing. The other concern with Ms. Carter is she does not stop to think about her actions. She's been in relationships that have been inappropriate, and those have been addressed with her. Like I said, she's still continuing her counseling and readdressing the issues after testing her hair test back, I believe it was in November, December timeframe.
So as far as her family plan of service, what is she lacking?
Just the counseling, and she's still attending her AA, NA classes.
And she's obtained, I'm sorry.
And I believe that's it.
Okay, so she's obtained new housing. Have you had an opportunity to inspect?
So the housing that Ms. Carter has is appropriate. It is clean. She does have a room set up that's decorated for a child to be returned to, yes.
And what about her employment?
She has been maintaining employment with, and that's going well. The only concerns with her employment is her hours of work, which are in the middle of the night.
Was she requested to do a psychological evaluation?
Yes, she was.
And did Dr. Amin do that?
Yes, she did.
I was looking in my file and I cannot for the life of me identify that. Would you be able to provide me with another copy of that, please?
For $1 million? No, yes, I
Okay.
will.
Okay, so in regards to visits, how frequent are Ms. Carter's visits with Carter?
Sorry, I'm walking to go charge my phone. So their visits are held every other Monday at the CPS office.
So about 2 times a month for 1 hour?
2 times a month for about 1 hour, yes.
How are those visits?
They're often on. Sometimes there's a lot of redirection after the visits, a lot of reminders. Miss Carter has gotten to the point where she does interact more with Carter. She does bring things for Carter. Both of them do. I don't think Miss Carter is understanding how to communicate with her son. I think that's been a concern. She does make comments as that's stupid or you're just being mean during the visits. I have talked to her about those comments not being made during the visits. So he does tend to get a little upset during the visits. His whole behavior, demeanor starts to change into being fussy at the end of the visits.
So do you observe each visit, Supervisor?
Yes, I'm at all their visits. I do all the transporting for Carter.
Okay. Does Carter seem to enjoy the time with his mother?
He does enjoy his parent-child visits with both of his parents.
With both parents?
Yes.
Are they at the same time?
Yes, they do them together.
So you mentioned the off comments about things that maybe a 19-year-old might say. It's stupid or whatnot. Is there anything inappropriate about the visits from Miss Carter? I know you said those were inappropriate, but anything else?
Not that I can think of right this second. I think a lot of them have been addressed and they've stopped. I know there for a while, she was smoking or cussing in front of the child, and we addressed those, and those have stopped.
When you say smoking in front of the child, she wasn't smoking. Oh, vaping.
Yes.
Vaping indoors?
No, it was when we were like at the park. Their inviter or something like that. She'd have her vape on her and she would smoke.
What about video or telephonic contact? Is there any video or phone contact?
Between Carter and the parents?
Between Carter and Angel? Yes,
there are. Those visits are monitored by Ms. Coleman every Wednesday evening for maybe about 20 minutes ish, depending on Carter's behavior and if he's willing to sit and visit. I have monitored a couple of those. And I mean, she does interact. Sometimes like the last visit, yes, this past Wednesday, there wasn't a whole lot said by Miss Carter. So they're okay.
When was the last time you drug tested Miss Carter?
The end of March. And she had a hair follicle and a UA, and both of those were negative.
So other than the alleged slip up, have there been any positive tests in recent time?
No, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Nieto. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Hoyer, cross-examination.
Just a few questions. Ms. Nieto, how long has Angel been in her new residence?
Maybe about four months.
And does she live?
Maybe 5.
Does she live with someone, or does she live there alone?
In the beginning, she was living by herself that I knew of. It was later found out that she had been in a relationship with someone that was not an appropriate relationship. I did discuss that with her, and she has supposedly ended that relationship. He was staying at the house. She does have another friend currently living at the house who seems to be appropriate.
Okay. And we have trial coming up in next month. Is that right?
Yes, I believe May 17th.
And how is Carter doing in Miss Coleman's home?
He is doing very well in her home. Ms. Coleman has taught him how to speak in Spanish. He understands it. He is a very smart little boy. You would not think he was 3 years old, but he is. He's doing very well.
He's thriving, correct?
Yes, he is.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right, back to you, Ms. Moore.
I rest.
All right.
Judge, if I may, just a couple more questions.
Go right ahead, Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Nieto, just a couple of follow-ups. Where's my client currently live? And not the address, but, city and who he lives with.
He continues to live in Vidor, and I'm not looking at my notes, but I think it's his brother or a relative.
Okay. Is dad doing any kind of virtual visits like mom is?
Yes, he attends every Wednesday with mom.
Okay. And you said you supervise some of those?
I do log on. Ms. Coleman does monitor a majority of those. I do log on every once in a while just to kind of see how things are going.
Okay. Has dad had any inappropriate relationships that you're aware of?
Not that I've been aware of, no.
Okay. Any continued drug issues with dad?
No, sir.
Okay. When's the last time you drug tested dad?
In March, the end of March, and his hair and UA were both negative.
Okay. Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Give me just a second. All right, in light of that, anything further, Ms. Moore?
No, Your Honor, that's it. And I will submit an order later today.
All right. Let me just, no more witnesses then, Ms. Moore, you rest?
No, I rest.
Okay, I thought you said that. We'll go to you then, Mr. Mitchell.
Just call my client, Judge. Mr. Michael, could you state your name for the record?
Brian Michael.
Mr. Michael, you've heard all the testimony from Ms. Nieto.
Yes, sir.
Is there any issue that you heard in the testimony that you disagree with?
No, sir.
Okay. Everything's going good between you and the child during visitation?
Yes, sir.
Are you currently working?
No, sir. I'm on
Okay.
unemployment.
Okay. Are you looking for gainful employment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who do you live with currently?
My brother,
Okay. And what is his name?
Caleb Michael.
Okay. Anything further that you want the court to know about your relationship with the child moving forward?
No, sir.
Okay. Nothing further, Judge. Pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Moore, any questions?
I have no questions.
Mr. McCatherine, any questions?
No questions of Mr. Michael.
And Ms. Hollier, any questions?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, any further witnesses, Mr. Mitchell?
I rest, Judge.
All right, we'll go to you then, Mr. McCatherine. You may call your first witness.
I'll briefly call the mother, Miss Carter.
Go right ahead. Everybody's been sworn.
Miss Carter, can you unmute? There you go.
Yes.
Will you state your name, please?
Angel Carter.
Hey, Angel, were you able to hear Miss Nieto's testimony?
Yes.
And you heard her characterize your compliance with your service plan and your tasks, right?
Yes.
Was there anything that Miss Nieto said in regard to your tasks and what you're doing and what you need to do that you disagree with?
Well, I have been staying at my house for I think like 6 to 8 months. I'm pretty sure.
Do you remember when you moved in?
June?
Okay.
Wait. I don't know.
Okay.
I would have to look at the lease, but it feels like I've been staying there for like almost the whole time I've been working.
Okay. So,
I've been working at Waffle House for a little less than a year.
okay. So you heard Ms. Nieto say that you had completed most of the tasks and that you had ongoing NAAA classes and counseling with Ms. Williams. Is that your understanding?
Yes, I have counseling with Ann Williams. They had stopped, but then she started it back, I guess, because it was prolonged. So, I mean, I don't mind having counseling. I like talking to her. Me and her get along. But the NA, it was never on my service plan. Miss Christina just said that she thought it would be a good idea to do, so I'm doing it.
When you had the drug test that came back it's been several months ago, did you take another assessment, ADAC assessment?
As soon as I figured out that that drug test came back negative, I was like, there's no way. I went straight to the drug testing place, paid like $200, and it was negative because I have not done any drugs.
Okay. But did you go take another drug and alcohol assessment, or did you just submit to the NAA on your own?
Yeah, you're right. I did take an assessment.
Okay. And that was a recommendation of from the assessment?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that an ongoing task, or is there a set number of meetings that you have to attend?
No, I don't think there's a set number. I'm just going, and I have it all on a piece of paper.
How frequently do you go?
I go every Thursday.
Is it virtual or in person?
It's in person. Like I work a lot. I do work a lot, but every Thursday I go to meetings.
Okay. Focusing on the visitation, how are your visits with your son?
They're good. He's all at the end of the visits. It's sad. Like he's always like, "Mom, I want to get in your car. I want to come home." And I'm like, "Baby, I know, but you can't right now." And I mean, he never really gets upset. Like if I tell him no, like if he's doing something, then he kind of starts crying. But other than that,
Miss Nieto says he acts older than his age. Is that true?
yes, he has always acted like that. He was saying his ABCs at 1, counting, talking, walking.
Okay. In your video or telephonic visits are once a week?
Yes.
Okay. And those have been going well?
Yes.
Now, you heard Miss Nieto talk about maybe some comments that you made during the visits that may not be, fatal or anything, but not to say certain things in front of a young boy, right? Or young child.
Yeah.
You going to work on that?
I have never. What did she say? I said.
I believe it was that stupid or something to that effect.
I never said that stupid. I've never told him. Okay, there was this book, and I was like, that's kind of maybe dumb. I think I did say that was maybe kind of dumb, but I didn't say, oh, that's stupid. I'm like, what is that? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it was wrong to say.
Okay.
I think the other statement was that's just being mean, or you're just being mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I never
Okay.
tell him he's mean. Like yesterday, whenever I was on a visit, he flipped me off. He goes, "Mom, what's this?" And I said, "Baby, don't do that." I don't know where he learned it because I have never done that in front of him. And he was just like, "What does this mean?" And I said, "You can't do that. That's rude." I talked to him yesterday. I was like, "You have to be good in school. Like you have to be nice. You can't be mean to teachers." Like, which I didn't know he was doing that until my attorney sent me the letter saying that he was being bad.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have any questions or concerns, Ms. Carter, that needs to be brought to the court's attention right now? You do understand that the issue of visitation will be heard by Judge Johnson next Thursday. We're not taking that up today.
Yes, and another thing is that the guy that I was seeing was not staying with me. He did stay like 3 nights at my house, but he wasn't staying with me, like living with me. He wasn't.
Is this the fellow where you found out that maybe he was not a savory character?
Like the day after we started talking, Christina came to my house and he was there, and I told her to run a background check on him, and like I never heard anything back from her until like one day she came to my house. Like he was trying to get in touch with her because she said she needed his information and stuff to run the background check, but she never answered the phone or anything to get it. So whenever she finally ran a background check, she said that, and I was like, she said that he wasn't appropriate to be around my kids. So I was like, my kid's more important. We can't see each other anymore.
Okay. And
so he hasn't been around since.
You got a roommate or anything else now?
Yes, I have a roommate.
Okay. And that person's checked out, right?
Yes.
A male or female?
She's a female.
Okay.
Well, I mean, Christina said actually yesterday, whenever we had a home visit, she said that she did not run a background check on her yet. Like I had asked her about it, but I'm sure everything will be fine. Like she's a babysitter, like a nanny. So like she's on care.com. So I think she already had to run a background check on there.
Okay. Anything else, Miss Carter?
No, that's it.
Okay. Now we'll be back next Thursday, okay, to take up the visitation issue with Judge Johnson, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Moore, any questions of Ms. Carter?
No questions.
Mr. Mitchell?
No questions, Judge.
And Ms. Hollier?
No questions.
All right, and that, any further witnesses, Mr. McCatherine?
No other witnesses, Your Honor. I'll rest.
All right, and then Ms. Hollier?
I would like to call Dorothy Stanley.
All right, Ms. Stanley, you were sworn in. Y'all may proceed.
Ms. Stanley, you're the guardian ad litem in this case?
I am.
And what is your recommendation today?
Continued placement for Carter, and I'm in agreement with the goal at this time.
Do you have any other, anything else you want to tell the court or express to the court today?
Not today. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll pass the witness.
All right,
No
Ms. Moore,
questions.
any questions? All
No.
right, Mr. Mitchell,
No questions, Judge.
and then finally, Mr. McCatherine.
No questions of Ms. Stanley, Your Honor.
And I have
Thank
nothing further, Your Honor, and I'm in agreement with Ms. Stanley.
All right, then. Well, I think that's it for everybody. The court then will order to continue the present placement. Court will continue the department as a continuing temporary managing conservator. I'll sign that order when I get it. And last but not least, I'll see everybody hopefully right back here again, but I'll see everybody back next Thursday.
The 15th.
Just a second. Next Thursday, April the 15th, and that'll be at 2:30 p.m.
Yes, sir. And
A
will we
week
use
from
the
today
same,
at 2:30.
and we'll use the same Zoom ID information, right, Judge?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Should be the
All right.
very same number.
Thank
Yes,
you, Your
sir.
Honor.
Thank you
Okay,
very much.
thank you
We
all for being
appreciate
here
it,
this afternoon. Everybody stay safe, and we'll see you all back in a week.
sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will be in recess. All right. Kim, stay safe.
Yes, sir.
All right. How you feeling?
Good.
Okay, let us know. I mean, if it's anything,
I will.
I mean, it's been 4 days, so
Right.
I would think
Right.
if,
I'll pay more attention to like this weekend because like Bianca had said, like if I did get it, then I should see symptoms those days, or at least how it came up for her.
mhm. I think it was 5 days for me, so something like that.
So yeah, Saturday will be 4 and Sunday will be 5. So yeah, this weekend.
Okay. All right. Hope it all works out for us.
Me too.
Okay.
Thanks,
Take
Judge.